all, and thanks for joining me back here for my assignment journal playthrough in Keystone, North America. We are on assignment number 6, Working White Sands. It's a contemplative oryx. Today I'm working in one of the United States' newest national parks. White Sands is in the northern end of the Chihuahuan Desert and was made a national park in 2019. My new team is led by Dr. Ernest Carver, a well-known and published ecologist. We will be researching the impact of humans on western United States ecosystems for his latest research paper. At first, I was thrilled to find out our research was going to start in White Sands. I pictured hiking through the snow-white dunes of crystallized gypsum sand, looking up at the famous desert moon, and examining the fossilized footprints left behind by Ice Age mammoths. Instead, I spent weeks following around a bunch of giant African antelope in the blazing heat while sand got into places that sand shouldn't be in. I learned that from 1969 to 1977, New Mexico's Game Commission released 95 oryx into the White Sands Missile Range. The goal was to provide big game hunting opportunities for local hunters. Unfortunately, without lions to constantly hunt them, oryx populations boom and they quickly spread throughout the entire area. Today, their population stands at over 4,000 and they are wreaking havoc on the delicate desert ecosystem here. Due to their massive size, they easily outcompete other species for resources and trample the graceful gypsum dunes. Thankfully, the park rangers have been able to keep the majority of oryx out of the national park with fences, but we found that even the small population still here is wreaking havoc. I hope the research we do here will let people know about the dangers of importing exotic animals and releasing them into the wild. Alright, so the setup for this one is I add the first player token to your player board as shown. This token represents a herd of oryx. I add 4 of the little book tokens to the corners. As shown, these will represent the oryx herd's path. Shuffle the following cards together and then add them to the field. Desert kangaroo rat, cottontail rabbit, coyote, black-tailed jackrabbit, burrowing owl, and mountain lion. You'll see I've done that up here. Use skill tokens 1, 2, and 9. Only the desert, grassland, wild cards are available this game. Do not use a secret objective this game, and take 5 number 1 synergy tokens. Special rules. Invasive species. When the oryx herd or a book token occupies a space on your player board, that space is unavailable and cards cannot be placed on that space. However, the oryx herd can be moved onto a space that already has a species card or wild card on it. Building a fence. Once per turn at the end of your turn, you may pay 2 synergy tokens to move the oryx herd from its current space onto an adjacent space on your player board. If it moves onto a space with a book token on it, remove that token from the player board and return it to the supply. Successful removal. Remove the oryx herd from your player board when there are no more book tokens on your player board. Then you have to end the game with 80 or more victory points, end the game with 12 or more cards with desert grassland habitat icon on your player board, and end the game with the oryx herd removed from your player board. Alright, everyone got that? So I'm basically going to have to move this around the board, remove these while placing out my cards. Trying to score the most points. I don't have the secret objective this time. That kind of usually ends up boosting my score by like 12 to 16 points. So I'm going to have to really and I have to make sure I get a lot of synergy tokens. So I'm really going to have to be mindful of where I'm placing stuff. I counted the most direct path is 11 movements of the oryx. So that would be 22 of the tokens. I start with 5, so I still need to get 17. And that's not counting any I may need to use out here. My tiles over here is you can draw 3 cards on top of the deck. You put 1 out. And then, of course, you get rid of 2 cards. This is you draw the top 3 from the discard pile. This is you put 2 of those on endangered ones. Let me double check that one. You may place 2 research tokens on an unresearched card with the endangered species icon on your player board. There you go. And then the other side of this is do the 3 discards and play one. This is 3 synergy tokens, and this is move a card. So these obviously aren't the ones I would have chosen. I would have wanted one with like 8 synergy tokens. That one would have been pretty nice for this one. But we'll see how I do right now. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit different. So we had a recording snafu. I played through. I filled my tableau. I moved the orcs around. I did all the cool stuff I was supposed to do. And then the file went away. So instead of playing again, I am just going to walk you through what I kind of did from what I remember. So I took the mountain lion first, and then I took the prairie dog, and then I took a bunch of other animals and filled in the board. But I at least wanted to show you what my final board looked like and my final score. So when it shows up on the next one, you're like, I don't remember that score. This is what happened. I don't want to redo the sheet. I just figured I'd show you the board. You can trust me. I played it. I am open if I didn't play it, as in, I think it was assignment 3. I had to play twice, and I let you know that. And I did just eke out a victory. If I was going to falsify a victory, I would have been like, look how awesome I am. Alright, but this was my final board. So for column 1, I had 18 points. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4. Keystone, that makes it 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18. This one was just this little bit. 1, 2, 3. Keystone makes it 6. Row 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 because of the keystone. Row 2, 1, 2, 3. Keystone makes it 6. Row 3, 1, 2, 3. Keystone makes it 6. This row, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keystone for 10. Secret objective, didn't have one. So, synergy tokens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which came out to being 84 points. So, I was able to end the game with 80 or more points. I have 12 or more cards. I think have 15. And end the game with the orcs herd removed from your player board. So that was that. Join me next time for assignment 7. Spoiler, we will be opening an envelope. So if you don't want to see what's in that envelope, don't watch the next video. I would hope you do, though. And until next time, go out there and see some species.